Our goal has always been, and always will be, to take a thoughtful approach to this rapidly evolving situation. And it's important for residents to understand the only way that we can move forward safely towards reopening is to continue the hard work of social distancing. Residents should continue to stay home when they can. They should wear masks in public spaces, and they should continue to maintain 6 feet of distance from others when they go out. Baltimore County, these are the times that challenge us as a people. This is a crisis the likes of which we have never seen, and it requires us all to do our part. It requires us to build others up, and my prayers are with you. And I hope you continue to send me, along with other government officials, your prayers as we seek discernment about the best path forward in very difficult circumstances. But we will get through this, and we will get through this together. Bill.
John, yesterday you issued a joint statement with the city. Today it's not a joint statement. Where was the disagreement? And if I'm hearing you correctly, the stay-at-home order is not going to be extended in Baltimore County, correct?
Yeah, so we took a line-by-line review of the governor's orders yesterday in close consultation with our public health officials. And where we could move forward toward reopening, we want to. And where it was clear that we weren't yet in a position to safely reopen, we opted not to. So we're just taking a much more line-by-line approach to how we approach things. That's what we'll continue to do in the days ahead.
And when do you think you're going to get to that stage of a complete phase one?
You know, when we started governing, it was week by week or month by month. This pandemic has changed things to hour by hour, if not minute by minute. So I think to put an artificial timeline is something I just can't do at this point. It'll continue to be informed by our health experts. As I mentioned on our conversations yesterday, it's about having the PPE, it's about having the testing, it's about having the contact tracing, which we've made significant progress on, but we're not really where we need to be for Baltimore County or frankly for the state at this point.
And can I just follow up on that? And I just want to clarify because the actual stay-at-home order is mentioned in the governor's proclamation, as well as the additional lines. And I think families think about, is the stay-at-home order in effect when they think about what can I do?
Yeah.
So does the stay-at-home order remain except you relax these specific restrictions?
So we never actually issued a stay-at-home order in Baltimore County. We followed the state's guidance. But what I will tell people is the very best thing that our residents can do is to stay home. Whether there's a stay-at-home order or not in Baltimore County or in Maryland, the best thing people can do to help save lives and to stay safe is to stay home. And while we don't have a technical stay-at-home order in Baltimore County, we are confident that the restrictions that remain in place and the extent to which county residents have been so good about voluntarily complying has really helped keep our numbers. Again, one life is far too many, but has kept our numbers in a place where we feel confident to slowly take steps in consultation with our health department. So no individual order at this point. When the governor's expires, it will be lifted from the state and here in Baltimore County, but the best thing people can do is to stay home.
Barbershops and hair salons are not included in this as well, correct?
That's correct.
When do you think they can reopen? I've talked to several today who were anxiously preparing, but then were maybe not so fast because they felt this was coming.
Yeah, I mean, again, we in today's announcement, we are now opening up those retail shops, at least for curbside and delivery, that were not open before in Baltimore County. We know how hard our businesses have been hit. We just don't have the testing and the PPE sufficient to open up and have that additional interaction, particularly when there's already a gathering restriction by the governor of 10 people or less. So until we see continued improvements, particularly on those fronts, it's going to be hard to make that, but we are working every day to meet the gaps locally. You know, where the federal government or the state government isn't able to give us the testing that we need, we're actively exploring options here locally. Where PPP isn't available, we're looking for ways to partner to get it out in the street. So I would want to have it open yesterday. And so the answer is as soon as we possibly can, but in a safe way. And for those businesses like the barbershops and like those care facilities, the nail salons that are still not able to open, we do have that grant program, and if they have not already gotten the federal support through the PPP or the EIDL program, I would strongly encourage them to come to the Baltimore County website and apply for our grant program to help get them through this very difficult time.
Thank you. Yesterday the governor governor did say there is great concern in his administration about people from the hotspot locations, mostly PG in Montgomery County, flooding other counties which are open, which I know is a concern for leaders statewide. How much of that played into your decisions today? You know, it's easy to just drive up 95 or around the Beltway. How much did that play into this decision?
That was certainly a factor. And the more we open, it's not just opening to Baltimore County residents, it's opening to the entire state and frankly the entire region. So we have to be mindful that we are allowing ourselves to have, once a business is open, you know, you can't test on the way in and know if someone's COVID positive, which is why having the testing and the contact tracing and the PPE is so critical to make sure that our residents are safe when we can fully open up.
All right, thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Be well, Dr.
All right, County Executive Johnny OLSZEWSKI basically laying out the plan for Baltimore County, which is basically to stay the course. He says that right now there are no professional services, so no barber shops, no hair salons, no nail salons, none of those opening, no church services, not at this point. He did say that they would be able to, manufacturing can resume as long as those facilities have the correct PPE. But other than that, he just said Baltimore County not ready to open up.
Yeah, the big thing is the malls. Malls are still shut down, but you can go to the storefront, a storefront in a shopping center. I guess you go online and order, but it's only curbside. You can't go into the
Curbside
store.
delivery.
And
So-
again, you got to wear a mask and social distance.
So I guess that means if you wanted to pick up something from Kohl's or whatever, you know, you can call and order a line or whatever, and then they can deliver to your car. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out.
All right, well, now that the governor, Larry Hogan, has rescinded the stay-at-home order and lifted some restrictions on commerce, small businesses in Harford County are getting ready for a busy weekend.
WMER2 News' Jeff Hager has more on that story for us tonight.
9 weeks after closing their doors, businesses here in Harford County are celebrating the chance to reopen. He's in the business of cutting hair.
The spots are filling up, so what you need?
But Angelo Monaco is splitting time between cutting hair and scheduling cuts now that Town Barbers on South Main Street in Bel Air is preparing to reopen at 50% of its capacity.
It's ringing all the time, nonstop, and text messages and emails, and I can't keep up with it, to be honest with you. I just can't.
2 doors down, outside the Nest gift shop, Kathy Gromacki and her daughter are doing a little spring cleaning, both inside and out, as they prepare to reopen its doors.
We're lifting things up for people to see better and not have to walk around, and they can feel comfortable with the distance between each customer.
Harford County Executive Barry Glassman says social distancing, face masks, and hand washing will all be crucial for the reopening businesses to protect their employees and customers alike. And the county is easing code restrictions to provide additional distancing.
I'm going to sign an order this afternoon that will also loosen county standards so retailers can use their parking lots and outdoor spaces as retail areas too if they choose to do that. Most of the research indicates that's a safer way to do business.
And whether it's bringing back furloughed workers to the gift shop
I'm bringing them all back.
or to the barber shop.
I'm bringing back 2 full-time barbers.
Even at half of their capacity, they look forward to being back in business.
How about Saturday? You have anything Saturday?
I can give you 1 o'clock with Joe.
As we previously reported, the county also recently got $22 million in federal COVID grant money and will begin accepting applications from small businesses next week, helping them to get back on their feet. Reporting in Harford County, Jeff Hager, WMAR 2 News.
All right, your head is spinning. So for a breakdown of what each county plans to do, if they're going to be reopened or stay the course, head to our website, WMAR2news.com.
All right, now let's take a look at the numbers. Maryland records nearly 1,100 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Right now, there are 35,903 positive cases. More than 1,700 people have died, 54 in the last day. Hospitalizations are down by 12, with 969 people in acute care and 569 in intensive care. Within the last day, more than 100 people have been released from isolation. Well, there will be no 4th of July celebration in HAVRE, Grace, and there will be no chairs lining Frederick Road in Catonsville. Both places have canceled their Independence Day celebrations. And this isn't the only celebration that's been canceled in the state. To see a breakdown of each town or city that has canceled so far, head to our website at WMER2news.com.
All right, the numbers for unemployment insurance claims kind of dipped. I mean, it went down, significantly down last week after skyrocketing the week before. 65,805 people filed for unemployment last week, a substantial decrease from the 109,263. Those were the claims filed a week before. Nationally, nearly 3 million Americans filed initial unemployment claims last week. It brings the total number of people making first-time claims since mid-March, 36.5 million. WMAR2 News' Mallory Sofaste has been answering your frequently asked questions about the unemployment claim process, and she has a running list on our website, WMAR2news.com/Rebound Maryland, including more details on what the Secretary had to say coming up at 6 o'clock. A look at new threshold the state has hit. We'll be right back with more of that coming up.
Two Marylanders are bringing their performing skills to social media during these stay-at-home orders.
All right, take a listen to Westminster's Jacob Oland and Laurel's Michael Hudson.
Agony, quarantine, whoa, it's different for each. Always
Get out of here. The two are performing a parody of Into the Woods, Agony. Their song is called Quarantine. The pair took about 5 days to write, perform, and edit the video. And Hudson spoke to us over Skype and explained the reason for the virtual performance.
That'd be real cool. I think it'd also be really funny to do a parody of one of those songs and make it about, the whole quarantine so that it can be relatable and, just bring some humor and just lighten up the mood surrounding this strange season.
You guys are great. To see the full performance, head to WMAR2news.com. We'll be right back.